Hi, I'm kchoi. Welcome to my channel. I've been swimming for almost all of my life. I started when I was about 7 years old and I joined the community novice youth swim team. So every summer from age 7 to 14, I would go to the pool, go to practice, race on the weekends, and it was really, really fun. I then swam on the varsity swim team in high school, and then I stopped after high school. I didn't swim in college, and I didn't swim for the 3 or whatever years after I graduated college. When I went to London for my master's, I decided that I wanted to join some sort of club or society, but I didn't necessarily want it to be related to my program, so I decided to join the swim team. And that's why I wanted to share some things that were different between British swimming and American swimming. So mostly just terms, but also a few cultural things. We will start with words. So the first one is tumble turn, and this is the British way to say flip turn. And if you don't know, a flip turn or a tumble turn is the thing that swimmers do when they get to the wall. They tumble or flip, push off, and start their next lap. The second one is swimming hat, and that is how they say swim cap across the pond. I just think swimming hat is so cute and it sounds so formal and proper. I love it. On a related note, in the UK, they say swimming costume instead of swimsuit. I mean, I don't know if that's across the board, but I have definitely heard swimming costume used before, which again, I think is so cute and formal sounding. I actually don't even usually say swimsuit. I'll just shorten it to suit, especially if it's in the context of swimming. Next is front crawl, which is the same thing as freestyle. Now in the States, when I was growing up and swimming and whatever, we would sometimes call freestyle crawl, but we generally defaulted to freestyle, whereas I heard front crawl more often in the UK. And front crawl or freestyle, if you don't know, is one of the 4 swimming strokes. It's the one that looks like this, and that's the one that I swim. Another word difference is when you go to race in swimming, I would always call that a meet. Just that whole day when you have the different races going on, that I would call a meet. But in London and in the UK, people just called it a competition. It is a competition, but meet always seemed more specific for swimming to me, and maybe a few other sports, and competition just more broad and general. But yeah, 2 more words that are not directly related to swimming, but they are exercise terms. So first is star jumps, which is how they say jumping jacks, and the second one is press-ups, which is maybe self-explanatory, push-ups. There are a few other non-vocabulary differences as well. So the first one is pretty obvious, and that is that in the UK, the pools are measured in meters and not yards. There are 2 standard lengths of pools in swimming. That's short course and long course. So short course is 25 meters or 25 yards in the US, and 50 meters, which is the same across both. So I don't know why that's like that, but 50 meters is the standard Olympic size, so that is pretty much a global thing. And then when you get to short course, it just differs if you use meters or yards. Basically, America uses yards, and I'm guessing the rest of the world uses meters. This next difference, I think, is the weirdest one. In the US, we swim on the right side of the lane, so when you have multiple people in a lane, you have to share it, so you do a thing called circle swimming, and that's just when you designate which side of the lane you will all swim on. So here in the US, we drive on the right side of the road and we swim on the right side of the lane. In the UK, you would think that the standard would just be, swim on the left side of the lane, which is one thing to adjust to, but it's actually not even that. It's in the odd numbered lanes, you swim on the left side of the lane, but on the even numbered lanes, you swim on the right side of the lane. I think the logic behind that is if you, let's say like I'm a lane line here, they don't want to have people crossing in opposite directions and potentially like hitting arms or anything like that. But there would always be one person who is swimming in the wrong direction, just because that's a lot to remember, like which side you're swimming on based on what number lane you're in. So that one I just thought was really odd, and I thought that they should have just made everyone swim on the left side of the lane, to be honest. For this last one, I'd be interested to hear from any swimmers who are from the UK. In the US, it's really common for swimmers to have these things called parkas, which are just these huge jackets that are waterproof on the outside and usually fleece or terry cloth on the inside, and it's just to wear once you get out of the pool to keep yourself warm. And then we would also, a lot of swimmers would wear Uggs or any kind of like, you know, sheepskin type of boot. And again, that's just to keep yourself warm in between your different races. I found that in the UK, people don't really wear parkas and Uggs. They will actually wear like exercise shorts and flip-flops because a lot of the pools are indoors, so there's no need to try to keep warm, at least not as much as when you're in an outdoor swim meet. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm not sure how many more lists of British versus American English I could come up with, but that was definitely one that I wanted to share because I thought it was unique and interesting. If you liked this video or this kind of video, do give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, feel free, but I don't have a regular uploading schedule and I'm still figuring out what all my content is about. As always, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye.